Olá, pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Vamos iniciar a nossa segunda live cultural, né, sobre alguns aspectos bem interessantes do Canadá e da Irlanda do Norte. E convidei, né, hoje para conversar um pouquinho com a gente, o Ciaran, né, que foi um dos intercambistas do IEF de Minas, que esteve aqui no Brasil ano passado. Tudo bem, Ciaran? E também nós chamamos, né, uma parceira muito grande do IEF de Minas, que está se tornando uma parceira muito grande, e em breve nós traremos mais novidades para vocês, né, que é a Luciana, né? A Luciana é um nome brasileiro, mas ela está morando no Canadá há quase 3 anos, e com ela, unfortunately, she doesn't speak English yet, Portuguese yet. Paula, she's the director from Heartland School. So welcome to make part of this live today with us. E eu vou passar algumas instruções, pessoal, antes da gente iniciar. Para as pessoas que não são estudantes do Inglês Sem Fronteiras, e à medida que vocês forem apresentando, aparecendo na nossa live, vão falando da onde que vocês são, fazendo favor, para que a gente possa verificar essa diversidade, né, de pessoas, né. Aqui eu já estou vendo que tem um que já é de Passos, que já se manifestou aqui, né? Outro aqui de Pouso Alegre. Deixa eu ver aqui. O pessoal tá se cumprimentando, mas eu estou esperando aqui. E eu vou colocar o link para a emissão do certificado, para que depois nós possamos enviar no e-mail de vocês, tá bom? Então, no chat vai ter a emissão do certificado, que a gente vai compartilhar para que vocês depois recebam o certificado da live, né, de 1 hora. Então, tem um pessoal aqui já, um de Petrópolis, Rio de Janeiro, outro de Campestre, Muzambinho, Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro again, Camila, de Pouso Alegre, muito bem-vindos.
Manaus.
Manaus? Wow.
Manaus.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Deixa eu mandar aqui o link para vocês. Então, a partir desse link que eu acabei de enviar, né, aqui no chat, vocês poderão fazer o cadastro para receber o certificado. Então, o pessoal do Rio de Janeiro está em peso. Ciaran, it's your lovely place. Rio de Janeiro. Yes.
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah. So, aluno do Inglês Sem Fronteiras, hello, Lucas, Celcina, Cida, muitos alunos, né, estão entrando. Nosso Rio de Janeiro está em todos mesmo, né? Petrópolis, Nova Iguaçu. Bia, se você vê cidade diferente, help me with this info, please.
Estou junto com você aqui. Uberlândia, Minas.
Nossa, Januária, Angra dos Reis.
Opa!
Yes. Ok. Tá. Ouro Fino. It's my hometown.
Ouro Fino, yeah.
Yes.
Our hometown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My second home.
Your second home? Ok. Eu só vou ajustar aqui o formulário, gente, rapidinho, tá? Ana Beatriz, se você quiser me ajudando, fazendo favor. Gabriel is from Pouso Alegre and Portugal as well.
Cabo Verde.
Yes. Cabo Verde.
Marataízes, Espírito Santo. Natânia. Passos, Minas. Acho que a gente está tendo bastante gente de Minas, Rio, na região do Rio de Janeiro. E umas pessoas, assim, de lugares, assim, bem legais, né? Tipo Manaus.
Distrito Federal.
É isso, olha, Distrito Federal. Joinville. Bacana.
Lima.
Lima?
Lima. Ah, o Heraldo. É o nosso intercambista que estava
Olha, que
em
legal.
Passos. Sim,
Legal.
Votuporanga, São Paulo, Cabo Verde. Ok.
Varginha.
So, let's get started. Ok.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Pessoal, a partir de agora, então, como nós falamos, né, a nossa apresentação, o objetivo dela é apresentar os aspectos culturais, né, de vivência, algumas informações interessantes, talvez, né, para alguém que deseja fazer um curso de imersão fora, né, que a Luciana tem uma novidade boa, que ela vai compartilhar aqui para vocês, porque na primeira live a gente teve algumas perguntas, né, sobre como estudar fora, então vai falar um pouquinho sobre isso, vai mostrar a imensidão, né, desse nosso mundo, que mesmo com esse período da pandemia, nós estamos conectados de uma forma ou de outra, né? Então eu gostaria, né, de passar a palavra, né, para nossa querida Ana Beatriz, para fazer as honras, e agradecer também os tutores, né, que estão aqui, o Jesus, o Marcelo, né, o Leonardo do módulo 3, né, o Jesus e o Marcelo do módulo 2, tá? Gostaria de agradecer também a participação de vocês. E Bia, fica à vontade, tá, para fazer as honras, para a gente iniciar e explicar um pouquinho como que vai funcionar, tá bom? Não vamos tomar tempo e vamos já começar, tá bom? Abraços.
In Portuguese or English?
If you want to speak in English just right now, it's up to you. It's better.
Just for now? Okay, no,
Yes.
I'm out of practice, actually. But yes, I'm very excited to be here today. This is our second live, and not second life. The second life is a game, the second live. And we have three special guests here. They were already introduced by Rafael, and I'll be with your questions here, okay? I'll be asking questions, so feel free to ask questions whenever you want, and in an appropriate time, I'll ask everybody, okay? So, okay, já. Terminei.
Okay. So, yeah, should I start?
Yes, Kira, please go ahead, because Kira is in Spain right now, and the time is in Spain. It's around it's 10 p.m. now, right?
No, I'm in Ireland right now, but it's 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. here, yeah.
Ciaran is Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Yes. Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
That's right?
Perfect,
That's
yeah.
the way to pronounce? Okay.
So,
eu achei difícil pronunciar.
Yeah. Okay, Kira.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Olá, meu nome é Ciaran, o nome de irlandês, vou falar em inglês, mas devagar para vocês. Eu posso dizer algumas coisas em português para praticar também, não? Então, so today I will speak about some things about myself, my life, my culture, and traditions in Ireland. Here you can see some traditional patterns and the cluttering, the anel da clona, and my coat of arms for my second name. And that's how you say welcome in Irish as well. It's pronounced Fáilte. Next, please, Raphael. So who am I? Quem sou eu? So I studied chemistry for 3 years and decided to take a gap year, ano sabático. And there, when I'm on this gap year now, and I wanted to go to Brazil after working for 3 months in Estados Unidos, the United States, and working in Brazil was probably the best decision of my life so far. I was located in Confidense, and I love the Portuguese language. I love the people I met, and maybe one day I can return the favor that Rafael and Carlos and many other people gave to me, other intercambistas. It was truly a wonderful experience. Next, please. So in September, we start university. From September until June or July. For my thesis, I will be doing leadership for sustainable development. And here is the main building of my university called the Lanyon Building. Doctors, staff, empregados, and other people will work here. It's next, please. It's one of the oldest universities in the United Kingdom, Reino Unido, and Hillary Clinton was appointed chancellor last year. I don't know why, but some international recognition is always good. And it is one of the top universities for graduate jobs, for jobs after you graduate. Next, please. And people ask me, why should I go to Belfast? Why not London? Why not Edinburgh? Why not Dublin? And Belfast is unique. We have the same currency as the United Kingdom. We have the culture. We have our own culture, and we have the culture of Ireland as well. It's in a good location. The property, buying houses, is also cheap, and it is well connected to anywhere from Brazil to London to other places in the world. Next, please. So this is an interesting graphic that I found on TEDx. If you guys know it, it stands for Technology, Engineering and Design, I think. It's a very popular YouTube channel. And in 2014, Ireland was voted the goodest, or the kind of the best country based on different statistics. As you can see, it wasn't the best in all categories, but overall it did very well. And that was in 2014. Next, please. This is just a few pictures of our city hall on a good day. Next, please. And this is on the right hand side is the Giant's Causeway, and my county, or my municipio, Antrim, in Irish and in English. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, cheers. And yeah, Game of Thrones. A lot of Game of Thrones was filmed in Northern Ireland and Ireland, and there is a massive tour you can do in Northern Ireland, and it takes you around all the different spots, all the important spots where the series was filmed. Next, please. So this is my location. This is where I live in West Belfast, First there, and we have our own little community in the West. People in the East have their little community. People in the North, people in the South, all have their own community, and we all get along very well now. It wasn't always like that. Next, please, Rafael. As you can see, this is like historical, invisible boundaries, like different communities, different neighborhoods, and the orange represents the British, or like British identifying people, and the Irish is the green identifying people. And some of you guys might have questions about the safety, but now it's completely safe. These are invisible. They don't necessarily exist. However, next, please. There are like community boundaries that people know of, and it's a very big tourist attraction, and this is what you can see sometimes. Next, please. And this is other murals that you can see. Next, please. And so these walls were erected in 1970s, but today they are being knocked down because, as you can see, Paz por Pesa is peace for peace, and piece by piece we are taking down the walls, and it's a growing community, it's a growing city. Next, please. As you can see, you can see it from the mountain. This is a view from the mountain, and it's a beautiful walk up that mountain on a sunny morning. Next, please. So my favorite part about Ireland, or my favorite part about the whole world in general, is the ecosystems, the natural beauty, and the differences between them. Next, please. And these are just some small images of what you can find in Northern Ireland. There's a picture of me and my friends in Cranny Falls in Carnlough. But we have everything from small forest to big forest to mountains to Aurora Borealis. Next, please. And Newcastle is a small town that I love. It has everything from the tallest mountain in Northern Ireland to beautiful cafes, beautiful restaurants, beautiful beaches. Next, please. So many of you know that Titanic was actually made in Belfast. And this day we have a big tourist attraction where it is the Titanic Museum. It's a brand new exhibition where you can go and see all the different things around that time, the many different people that took to make the Titanic. Next, please. So carrying on, Ireland is famous for bars and pubs, and I know in Brazil they have a nice culture as well about this. But here we have like probably the oldest bars in the world, and they're really beautifully designed sometimes. Next, please. And another favorite of mine would be trad sessions or traditional music in these bars on a busy Sunday nights, busy Monday nights, Friday or Saturdays, and people can go with their own instruments and play along and make friends and dance and drink. And these are just some traditional Irish instruments like the harp, the banjo, the bodhrán, the uilleann pipes. Some of them are in Irish. They don't have English translations, but yeah. Next, please. And this is just a traditional Irish way of dancing. And as it says, don't worry, we don't dance like this in clubs. Many people asked me this in Brazil. They thought we dance like this in general, but no, we don't. Next, please. And yeah, there's the competitions you can see on St. Patrick's Day, and in Australia. They have competitions all over the world. Next, please. So yeah, carrying on, it's the biggest stereotype of Ireland would probably be the drinks, and we have many of our own types of spirits, beers, and ciders. Just like cachaça in Brazil that we worked on. I did a project on the use of the byproduct, ethyl carbamate, that you make from the fermentation of sugarcane to make cachaça, which was really interesting. And being a chemist, I'm more interested in the chemistry of alcohol than drinking so much of it, believe it or not. Next, please. And yeah, some of my friends here on St. Patrick's Day, and some massive parades all around the world where people celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And I remember hearing last year that the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio was lit up green as well, and I thought that was amazing because I didn't think anyone in Brazil kind of knew about Ireland, but it turns out many people do. Many people live in Brazil from Ireland, and I think many people in Ireland just love to accept people from different countries. Next, please. So this is a Gillig Athletic Association. Basically, just means the Irish Sport Association, like the Premier League in London, in England. This is a voluntary sport. You don't get paid for playing Gaelic. Here, as shown, it's men and women play it, and it's a hard sport. It's a lot more physically demanding than soccer. Next, please. And this is my sport, and a great shot from my friend where these sticks, these wooden sticks, are made of a certain material, and they're very flexible. But as you can see here, you will need a helmet, and you will need some gloves to protect your hands. Next, please. And yeah, the female equivalent of hurling is called camogie. It's an Irish word. And on the right, you can see guys playing handball, which is another Irish sport. Next, please.
Wow.
So yeah, after all that, it's one thing we love here in Ireland. I think there's too much to say for breakfast, but when I went to Brazil, Café da Manhã was very interesting because it was small pieces of bread and just a cup of coffee. But if you go to a restaurant in Ireland, this is the type of breakfast that people will eat, maybe even bigger. This picture is basically an English breakfast, or an English fry, but an Ulster fry is where I'm from, and it usually has more types of bread, potato bread, and it really is amazing. It's not very healthy, but if you have a hangover, if you have a big day in front of you, you will appreciate having one of these breakfasts. Next, please. And yeah, this is called stew, or stubach in Irish. It's kind of like in Brazil we had this. It's just potatoes and meat and vegetables and water, and it's usually around lunchtime. But we can have anything that we find in the supermarkets. It can be vegetarian, it can be whatever. Next, please. Dinner, we love seafood. I don't really like seafood, but it's very popular because we are an island, and I know in Brazil you guys love seafood as well. But these in the top left is shepherd's pie. In the bottom left, it's a cottage pie. In the top right is champ, and basically everything contains potatoes. So we have because in the wintertime we need a lot of energy to burn during the cold. Next, please. And yeah, that's just a quick. I tried to go quick, but speak as slow as possible for you guys. And that is just a little part of Ireland, a little part of my city. Fáilte fuirte thir. Obrigado. Thank you. Gora mé agat. And I will pass it on to Paula next.
Okay, Kira, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
So, Bia, could you make any questions, or just to read if the students have any questions for Kira?
Okay. They're amazed by your country.
Yeah.
Of course. And I'd like to know from you, because you studied here for a year. Yes.
In Brazil?
Yes.
No, just unfortunately just 3 months. 3 meses.
3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'd like to know if you noticed a huge difference between Brazilians and Ireland's.
Irish people?
Irish people. Sorry, Nossa. Okay.
That's okay. A difference in culture or what?
Yeah, something that called your attention, you know, something that said, "Wow, but that's so different from my place."
Yeah.
Could be anything. Of course, the food is breakfast is different. Okay, but
Yeah.
not breakfast.
Completely different, no? Because it's like a lunch here in Brazil, and for them it's like a breakfast. It's a regional breakfast.
So yeah, actually everyone is different. Everyone is different in Brazil. Everyone is different in Ireland. But typically, generally, there isn't a lot difference between Irish people and Brazilian people. You guys have a more tropical, warm atmosphere all year, and that makes people inherently different. That makes people always different. I think people don't always wear the same clothes. People always don't do the same things. For example, vôlei is so popular in Brazil, but it would be impossible to find in Ireland because it's quite cold here. But generally, the people in Brazil are welcoming. They're passionate about subjects like agronomy, and that everything about the Brazilian people made me want to return. So I would argue that everyone I met in Inconfidence and in Hugh, different people from different places, was inspiring. It really was. There was not much difference, I think, internally at the heart. Everyone was quite welcoming and accepting that I was different, and they really helped me out. Many people tried to help me,
Good, great.
Okay, speaking about beer, it's my favorite issue. So, did you notice any difference between the Brazilian beers and the Ireland beer? It's stronger or it's more soft?
So I would think that in Brazil, I can't remember the brands, but there is the yellow and the white, and then the red, the full red can, and they're a lot more fresh. It's for warm weather, it's really nice when it's cold. But here in Ireland, it tends to be a bit more flavorful, a bit more rich. For example, Guinness is very metallic, like my T-shirt here, the Guinness T-shirt. It's quite popular, and we do have beers that are pretty much exactly the same as the ones in Brazil. They taste similar, just slightly different. But yeah, we have hundreds of different types of beers on this small island, about the size of Minas. I think it's a very small place,
Yeah. So there's some students telling what a gorgeous place, Ireland. This surprised me. Yes, of course.
That's good.
Because sometimes nobody knows about this place. Yes. People knows about England, the other part of Europe, except the north of Ireland. Priscilla commented, I hope go there in the future. It's a beautiful and so exciting place. Yes.
Oh,
I think I think it is because I've never been there. So guys, if you have any questions for Kira, it's your turn.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks.
Very nice.
Alessandra, okay.
Someone here is saying, wow, Guinness, the best one.
Eduardo is asking you about the accent of Brazilians.
The accent, o sotaque.
Yes. Did you have any problems with that, or some words or that you can't pronounce properly?
Algumas gírias, some slang I don't understand, but I noticed when we were traveling to Sao Paulo and Rio, I was starting to learn some Portuguese, and in confidence, the accent is I got used to the accent, but when I went to Rio and to Pouso Alegre, they spoke almost I couldn't understand. It was very different. Maybe it was the context that they were using it. They're using their Portuguese, but I noticed that the accents did change from big city to big city, and I just couldn't understand people. Some people in Rio de Janeiro, but I tried, and I thought the accents were beautiful. The change in, for example, I told people in Brazil that maybe in 1 mile or maybe like 5 kilometers on a 5 kilometer road, people's accents change here because it is very compact, muito compacto. So people can identify each other from only a few kilometers away in Ireland. But in Minas Gerais, you can tell if people are. You can't really tell if someone is from Orofino or Pouso Alegre or Inconfident or Bueno Brandão. They all sound similar, I think. So I thought it was a beautiful language. I really do love the Portuguese language, especially the Brazilian Portuguese. It's very different from the European Portuguese.
Yes, of course.
Quite
So, Livia would like to know which program did you participate in to come to Brazil? It's an internship program.
Yeah.
Could you explain a little bit about this?
Okay. It was called IAESTE. It's an acronym, IAST, and it's an international program. You guys can get involved. It's mostly for students or graduate students from university, and yeah, you have to pay them to start the program. You buy your own flights. However, they helped me get accommodation in confidence. They supplied me with the type of work I was doing there, which was some chemistry work. And yeah, it was like a third party program that I sent my details to. I sent some money, and they got me in contact with Rafael here, and we communicated. We set a date to go, and I was introduced, and it was very simple. It was very easy.
Okay, thank you. So, Ana Lucia wants to know, when do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
The
February, I think.
The 17th of March.
March, okay.
Yeah, 17th of March.
And how do you celebrate there? Just drink a beer?
Yeah, we have parades. We have many parties, just different street parties and festivals, dancing, music, everything, just everything. Everyone is Irish for a day. We say that you can be Irish for a day. You can do whatever you want.
You are Irish.
Yes. So Carla wants to know if you notice any difference about the weather, because I presume that in north of Ireland it's cold. Yes, I think it is.
Mhm.
And the other hand, in Brazil, it's I think you were in the summer in Brazil. I don't remember
It was the spring going into the summer, and the Brazilian spring is like the Irish summer. So it kind of rains, and it's not too hot. About 25 degrees Celsius would be the highest in the summer, and the lowest would probably be about 15 degrees Celsius. In the winter, it can get as low as -5 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
And a high of about 20 degrees Celsius or 15 degrees Celsius. So it's not very cold, but it can be, and it can be very hot, but it's unpredictable. I know in Canada they have more extreme weather. It can be very, very cold in Canada or very, very hot.
Yes. So, Ana Beatriz would like to know, not you, Ana Beatriz, teacher.
Yeah.
Another one.
I stopped receiving messages here in my cell phone.
Yes. So she would like to know what other places in Brazil would you like to visit?
Honestly, the Amazonia. Yeah. Maybe Salvador. Is it Bahi or Bali? But anywhere north, south, east, and west, I would like to go. Rio Grande do Sul, I think it's called. I would like to try there, and then travel into Argentina.
Oh, I see. So, a student asked you what's the main occupation in Ireland for specific job. Speaking of job.
Well, here in Northern Ireland, I believe it's kind of information technology, IT, business, finance, science and technology, and then second and third would be like music, arts, language. But yeah, we have a lot of different jobs here, like many different opportunities. At the moment, because of coronavirus, maybe not so much, but if you have a passion, you can probably find it here. You can probably find a job here. But the main occupation, the main jobs would be science, technology, engineering is a big one as well.
Okay.
So, let me ask you a question. Another one. So, what do you usually do on weekends with your friends?
Yeah.
What do you do? Go to pubs?
No. Well, no, because of coronavirus. But yesterday we went to the Giant's Causeway. In the slide, it's like we can go surfing, we can go to the beach, we can go camping, walking or hiking up a mountain. We go to parks, and now it is autumn here, and autumn there is lots of fruit growing here: apples, plums, berries, raspberries, and it's a good opportunity to go with your friends or girlfriends or boyfriends and collect fruit and just enjoy the changing the nature, you know.
Do you usually play by the beach? You know, because you're very musical, everyone over there.
Yeah, we can bring a guitar. We can bring the hurling sticks, the big sticks, and we can play football. We play a lot of football, and we can go to a bar at nighttime. We can go to people's houses, make food with each other, talk to each other, watch movies. It's pretty easy. It's like a rolê in Brazil. We have them here. So good.
Thank you.
So the last question. So Mateus, Ciaran, could you give us some tips for someone who wants to take a gap year in Ireland? And if you want, come visit us in Manaus, Amazonas.
Oh, thank you so much. Obrigado. Okay. Yeah. Generally, specifically for Ireland, let me think. No. For any tips for someone coming to Ireland on a gap year, I know a lot of Brazilians would go to Dublin, and the types of jobs to refer to the previous question, types of jobs would be bartending. I was talking to my friend Ronaldo, and he said that in Brazil, a common job would be garçons, like waiters and waitresses. But here in Ireland, it's very common to be a bartender or a bartendress. So if you come to Ireland, it would be a good opportunity to get a bar job, meet Brazilian friends, meet Spanish friends, meet Irish friends, learn our language. We have a lot of, gíria here, a lot of slang. So it would be a good idea to learn slang, to meet friends from different parts of Ireland, because many different parts of Ireland are connected and beautiful. But other than that, generally, if you're traveling to a different country, there are some general things that you need to do, like learn some of the language, learn the currency, learn where to go, where not to go, and things like that. But apart from that, everyone is very willing to help. Everyone is very willing to help you here in Ireland if you need it, and you can learn quickly. You learn very quickly once you go to a different country. But apart from that, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ciaran, one more time.
Thank
for
you.
taking part in our
No problem.
live
Yeah.
tonight in Brazil. So the second part of this section is gonna be with Luciana and Paula from. Luciana is from Brazil and Paula is from Egypt, right?
I'm from Canada. I grew up in Canada.
Yes. So now you're a Canadian, right?
Probably 99% Canadian.
Okay. So Luciana and Paula,
Thank you for
thank
having me.
you. And if you want to start.
All right, thank you. So I'm Paula, as Raphael mentioned, and me and Luciana are from Heartland. We have two locations. We have Winnipeg and Mississauga. And I will talk about Canada as a big picture, and then I could share a little bit about our specific cities and what makes them unique. And I would like to thank all of you for being here. I will try my best to speak as slowly as possible for you to understand. And I'm sorry that I don't speak a lot of Portuguese, but Luciana will help me. So I'm sure a lot of people, when they think of Canada, I think the number one thing, especially when I came to Brazil to visit, I think the number one thing is they think of winter and cold. I was asked a lot, oh, I want to come to Canada and I would love to visit Canada, but it's so cold. And I want to give you good news. It's only cold in the winter. So if you come at summertime, I promise you do not have snow in the summer. So if you're very scared of snow, come in the summer. But the beauty about Canada, as Kara mentioned about Ireland, is that we have our 4 seasons. And we like to joke in Canada that we have 4 seasons, but it's winter, summer, spring, fall. But we do have the beauty of having something beautiful in all 4 seasons. Each season has its advantages and the things that you can do in all 4 seasons. Canada is a big country. So if I was to tell you specifically about every single region, I think you would all hate me and you'd shut down and go to sleep because I will take all day. So I will share just some highlights about Canada and some highlights specifically about our cities that our school are in, which is Winnipeg and Mississauga, and why we chose those specifically. So Canada's beauty is in nature. And the beauty about Canada and the nature is, like I mentioned, is that you can get all the beautiful scenery in the wonderful country. And when you look at specific places in Canada, and you look at the same area, and each area, and it's a different season, you can enjoy it in a different way all the time. We have many lakes. Canada's called Land of the Lakes. And we have our top tourism areas, I would probably say, are Niagara Falls, which is our number one, the CN Tower in Toronto. That's very close to our Mississauga location. And I would say the third one would probably be maybe Quebec City, Ottawa, the city of Ottawa. And then we have Vancouver, which is on one coast. And in the middle, we were just talking about it before, Banff, which is a beautiful conservation area that has a beautiful lake, Lake Louise. So on top of the beauty of Canada and nature is there's a lot of things to do. But I would say the thing that makes Canada special, I would say, is the safety of Canada. It's a very safe country. And there is a lot of opportunity to grow in Canada, both economically. There's a lot of job opportunities in Canada. People are very friendly. It's a stereotype, but it's a stereotype for a reason. We do say sorry a lot. This is not an exaggeration. If you bump into someone in Canada, they will say, "I'm sorry," even if you bumped into us. We say excuse me a lot. So we are very polite people. And I'm proud to say that Canadians are very polite people. We don't like to offend anyone. We like to make sure everyone is happy, and everyone is treated fairly and polite, and they feel welcome. And I think that's what makes Heartland also very special, is that we like to treat everybody as a family when they come, and to make them feel welcomed, just like Canada, and how Canada makes people feel welcome. And that's why it's also known to be very multicultural, because we like to take from the different cultures that have come into Canada, and we've integrated the cultures, and just to make people feel very at home and very welcome. Like I said, there's so many things I could share, but if you want to go to the next slide, and then the slide after. So next slide. And the next.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry.
Yes.
How was it's known that Canadians, they are very kind, very polite people, very nice. And Luciana, how was your experience in Canada when you first went to Canada? Did you have this feeling?
Absolutely.
Feeling?
Yeah. Can I talk a little bit in Portuguese?
Sure.
We just would like to introduce like a mix of the languages too.
Yes, feel free to speak Portuguese.
Audience, okay. So, na verdade, quando eu cheguei aqui, foi absolutamente tudo que eu encontrei, Ana Beatriz. Então, assim, a minha experiência, na verdade, começou 5 anos antes da nossa chegada aqui. Nós chegamos em 2018, no início de 2018, mas, na verdade, houve uma pesquisa muito grande, porque eu vim em família, né? Então, eu cheguei aqui com marido, com filhos, mas não diferente mesmo de quem vem sozinho, porque, na verdade, é uma experiência em um país novo, é absolutamente tudo novo para a gente, né? É uma mudança muito grande, mas, assim, houve, na verdade, uma preparação muito grande, um planejamento, né, e um estudo a respeito do país antes dessa vinda, né. Eu vim estudar, na verdade, né, eu vim fazer um programa de pós-graduação de 2 anos, mas é muito importante salientar que, sem dúvida nenhuma, durante esse período prévio de planejamento, houve uma identificação muito grande, identificação esta que, como você me perguntou, na minha chegada, graças a Deus, foi de fato tudo que eu encontrei. É um povo extremamente polido, extremamente educado, como a Paula mencionou aqui. Isso não é marketing, né? Isso é real.
Não é. Eu conheço pessoas que estiveram, eu nunca estive no Canadá, mas eu conheço pessoas que estiveram e que saem encantadas de lá, justamente com a educação e a delicadeza das pessoas.
E é uma coisa que a gente percebe, é como ela está colocando aqui para a gente, que é algo que é parte da cultura, eles se orgulham muito disso, né, de serem assim, de cultivarem isso, a gente já passa a se tornar parte. Então, para mim, eu olhava para os meus filhos, né, e eu queria isso para eles, né, eu queria agregar isso na cultura dos meus filhos, né, e para mim também, porque a gente está sempre aprendendo. Então, foi um prazer muito grande somar, porque nós temos, brasileiros, coisas muito lindas da cultura da gente, né, essa coisa, o quanto nós, we are friendly, né, parte do brasileiro isso, mas, e isso também é parte, né, é uma conexão muito boa, porque também é parte do canadense. Então, isso me deixou muito feliz, com certeza.
Legal, obrigada.
We really are nice.
I think, Rafael, you can go to the next slide, please.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And the next one.
And the next one too. Yeah.
The next one. Okay.
Yeah. So just to share a little bit, so we have, like I said, a school in Winnipeg. And the school in Winnipeg was actually the first one that was open. And that's where we got our name, Heartland, because Winnipeg geographically is in the heart of Canada. And that's where we got the name Heartland. And then we joked after having the name Heartland because we called our school the Land of the Hearts because we like everybody that comes, we want to make them feel loved and welcomed. So Winnipeg, the beauty about Winnipeg is how it has a very, and when I say Canadian feel, is like I mentioned, we have so much multiculturalism in Canada, especially the major cities. But Winnipeg has its beauty because it still remains a very small city. And what I mean by small is not in any way lack of things to do, but proximity, close to doing a lot of things. So to go from one place to another is not going to take a long time. So you get to experience everything in a short distance. So there's a lot of festivals. There's a lot of, nature. And when people visit, I think the top thing they love is the polar bears. That's a big attraction in Winnipeg. But it has a very warm feeling when you go. Like the people are, again, very friendly because it's a very small city. Lots to do, but you feel very comfortable in the city because it's proximity. And Luciana actually had the pleasure to visit Winnipeg, so she can say a little bit about her experience in Winnipeg.
It was last February, before COVID, and I have been there for 2 days, yes. And I was visiting a lot of different places, and exactly as Paula it was mentioning, it's not because the city, when we call a small city, it's not because we don't have the right structure or because it's very well structured, like talking about hospitals or schools or everything to do in the city. It's a little bit different that we have in Brazil. So talking about like what to do, or even like the public infrastructure that we have in Brazil in small cities. So in Canada, it's not like that. So each small or each city it doesn't matter the size of the city, will be very well structured, right? So
if you want to go to the next slide, Raphael, thank you. So Mississauga is our second location, and I'm going to be a little bit unfair because I come from Mississauga. So I will be prejudiced a little bit. So the reason why our second location was Mississauga is because it's a very central location, especially where Ontario, speaking of Ontario, because the Ontario province in general is a very popular province for a lot of people to come and visit, and especially immigrate to, because of the job opportunities and how fast the city of Mississauga is growing. It's booming both in like the real estate and job force, in even building structure. It's growing as a big city day to day. And the reason for that, and a major reason, is because the city of Toronto is very close to us downtown. So it's kind of just expanding on that. So it's kind of like one big city that's growing. But the beauty and why we picked Mississauga is, even though it's expanding and it's growing and it's becoming very popular, it still has the beautiful home feel that it's always had. Again, very friendly people. It has the city feel, and it has like the suburban feel, which is very hard to get in a city, because it's either you get the busy downtown or you get 100% nature. But somehow Mississauga makes it work, because it is very, very busy in the downtown area and the core, and you drive 5 minutes and you're in the middle of a trail. And you walk in the trail and you don't realize you're in a city anymore. And that's what makes it unique. And that's, why I love growing up there, is because there's always something to do, whether you want to do the nature thing or whether you want to go to the restaurant or, to the bar or to the mall, or, there's something for everybody. But it's not as crazy as a downtown city where there's so much traffic, where you don't find it's peaceful. It still remains very calm and peaceful, and it's a very short drive from places. So if you want to do the touristic thing, we're very close to Niagara Falls and downtown Toronto, Montreal, which is in Quebec, the province beside us. A lot of people go there too, because we're 5-hour drive, which for Canada is not very far.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of proximity. But the best thing about Mississauga is that when you come and you fly, the airport's in Mississauga. So you don't have to go very far. And I know Toronto, it's called Toronto Pearson Airport, but it's really Mississauga Pearson Airport. But it's okay, we'll give them the name.
So, Paula, Mississauga, is there the same public transportation from the same of Toronto?
So it's each city has its own line and its own public system, but they talk to each other. So we have unique, because we're so close to Toronto. So there's a train. It's called the GO train. We have one actually located right across the street from our school. You can actually jump on the train and it will take you straight to downtown Toronto in about, the express is 20 minutes and not express is 30 minutes, if not faster, because it's a train. And there's also the bus that goes direct. And then there's a local public transit system that will take you across Mississauga, wherever you need to go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Paula,
So,
I'm sorry. It's not
okay.
me. It's not me. Okay. There is a question here.
Yeah.
I think it's a great question. They are asking you if there's a typical food in Canada.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that after.
Ah.
We known. It's more from Montreal, but it started there, but all of Canada has taken it now, which is poutine, which is fries, cheese curd, which is like small cheese pieces, and gravy.
Cheese curd?
Cheese curd. It's like as if you have small mozzarella pieces, like cut and small, and when you put it in gravy, it melts, and it's one big yummy dish. I wish I had pictures of it, or eat it in front of you, just to make you want more.
Oh, please.
But I didn't want you to, feel bad, so I just kept it.
Crazy about cheese.
And I would say the other two famous is our Canadian bacon. And a lot of people love that, especially for breakfast. It's not like your strip bacon. It's called pimil. And it's just a big piece of bacon. And then the third, which is our top, I would say, is our maple syrup. And that goes with everything.
Paula, how many Tim Hortons are there in Mississauga?
I'm not gonna. we have two across the street. So I can only imagine how many are around. But it's
just kidding, okay.
But it's definitely one of the top things I get from students after they leave is they send me a message. Oh, I miss Tim Hortons.
French vanilla is the best one.
Everybody loves the French vanilla, but I think it's the donuts they miss the most.
Wow. Yes.
But yes, definitely Tim Hortons is a Canadian staple. People love Tim Hortons coffee and they love their donuts. So, and bagels too are very famous in Canada.
Really. All of them are really delicious. So
yeah.
I must admit.
We can't compete 100% with Brazil because I went to Brazil and your food is amazing. We cannot. I can't tell you that we're gonna blow your mind with food, but we have some gems and some jewels that is not anywhere else.
Nice.
Food.
I love donuts.
I think we can go to the next profile.
Okay. Yeah.
So another highlight of the two cities and why we picked the two cities is really when it comes down to it is the cost of living. Compared to a lot of major cities in Canada, we have the lowest cost of living for a major city. Like there's other cities that you can come and visit and study and live that are cheaper. It's because Winnipeg and Mississauga, with the opportunities that you have in both education and job, it has the best cost of living when it comes to both transportation and housing costs. And so we found the cities that we think will be open and available for students to come and grow. We found that Winnipeg and Mississauga has big opportunities for international students.
Yeah. Okay, the next.
So I had a small video. I don't know, Raphael, were you able to bring it up or was it difficult?
Sorry?
The video.
Okay. Luciana, could you please share the video?
Actually,
I will stop screen.
Ok. Rafael, a Paula vai conectar. Ela consegue entrar por um outro computador, eu imagino, né? Pelo mesmo endereço que você me mandou.
Yeah.
Então tá bom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You can connect through.
So while you're connected to the computer, I'm gonna try to make some questions from the audience. Okay.
Na verdade,
Luciana, Livia wants to know how is your journey, or so how is your life so far in Canada, or
Okay.
how is your journey to learning English as well?
Okay, nice.
Yes, it's a nice question, right?
Yeah.
What is her name? Sorry, Rafael.
Livia.
Livia.
Yeah. Let me share with you. I believe it's for everyone that it's talking a second or foreign language. So we feel that our journey never ends. So we have always something to learn. And of course, that when we are living in the country that they speak that language, right? That's why we were choosing one country that speaks English language. It was the most important thing for me when I was like searching about where I will go with my family or which program I will take. And so the first thing for us, it was the language, okay? So my experience up to here, it is a very beautiful journey. I believe it's the same for everyone. So I don't care particularly, I don't care about like the accent. So, and Paula is laughing because even before we join you to like for the live today, we were talking about that, right? So if you care too much and if you pay like too much attention in the way and the mistakes that you can make with the language, you won't speak. You will be like feeling, how can I say?
Blocked.
Blocked, exactly. So I just don't pay attention. So I feel when I'm talking in English, it's a pleasure for me. So I just feel as a child, learning something new. And even like I have a son, he's 14, and he's always trying to help me with something with the language, because so many times I'm making mistakes, right? So that's okay. And I guess he get a little bit like embarrassed. Yeah, probably because the age, right? Because he's a teenager right now. But I just say to him, okay, forget it. Mom is like that, and let's enjoy the life. I think it's like that. The journey to be learning and something new. You need to forgive yourself and just go ahead.
Even in Portuguese, we make mistakes. So
Exactly. Yes. As a human being,
all the time we are making mistakes,
and that's fine, right?
And you have to put in your mind that if you don't practice, you never speak another language, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you're feeling, I don't feel confident with that, but if you don't start practicing, you never know if you're able or not to speak English, Portuguese, Chinese. I can see an example from Kira, because at the first time I picked him up from São Paulo, remember, Kira? He wasn't able to say any Portuguese words, even obrigado. Now you can notice that he's feeling more confident about his Portuguese because he's practicing during this time. His time he was in Brazil, and after sometimes he texted me on WhatsApp or Facebook, and he convinced me to speak in Portuguese instead of English because I'd like to practice my English as well. So Kiran insisted me to speak or to text in Portuguese. So yeah, it's really good to share this. It's how you learn English and how you convince yourself that English it's not easy, but if you don't practice it, you never know how good is to improve your English skills.
For sure. Even like when we are talking a different language than our mother tongue, right? We are exercising a different kind of muscles that we never tried before. So that's why it's important, just forget. Sometimes, just close your eyes or drinking something that can make you feel better or more relaxing. You know what I mean? So, and go to practice with someone that you feel comfortable with. It's just
So Eduardo is making a question. I think it's the similar an experience that I had in Canada, but here we go. Luciana, if someone with intermediate English could develop better your English or a fluent level with 2 months in Canada, I'm not sure, but
Depends.
depends. Yes.
Each one has their own, how can I say, something can be easier for someone than for other ones. So we cannot say that is not possible, right?
Yes.
The right time will come for, you need to start from some way. And it's, of course, that it's better 2 months than nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Studying like a different language, it's something that you will never feel like that you are, how can I say, good enough, right?
Yes.
So even for me, that like the English, it's part of my life for every single day. So like yesterday we had a dinner with some friends, and they are Canadian, so we needed to be taught all the time in English, right? So we are learning new expressions every time. With Paula, she's my coworker, so I'm learning most of the time. I'm learning with her, and so it's something that take time. You don't need to press yourself too much, but of course that if you are in the right place, and in the country that you will need the language for everything, will be easier, right?
Mm-hmm. You're
For
completely right. Okay. So, just to share something that happened to me in 2015. Yes, Luciana knows that I had an amazing experience to study in Canada for 3 months. Yes, I didn't know any word, any English word until there, and after that, I start developing my English ability or my English skill. And one hint I'd like to share is avoid the Brazilians. So if you are interested in developing your English, try to speak English most as you can. Okay, so it's one thing that I consider it's really important when you want to go abroad or when you have the opportunity to learn another language. Yes, so it's just to share a little bit about myself.
Yeah,
So Paula, are you ready for the video?
I think so.
Yes, let's try it. So there is an option, share screen.
Yes, I'm going to hopefully. My computer does not like me. Maybe. Let's try this.
actually, just to clarify for like our audience, like we prepared like a mini video, so we are trying to share with you guys like the most beauties and all the things talking about Canada in that video. So let's see if we are able, because we had like technology issues.
Can you
in
see
there.
or no?
Can you see in there? Let's see.
Nothing?
I think so. Maybe.
No, it's not working.
No.
Not yet. No,
No. Now?
no,
Hold on.
unfortunately not.
Do you see something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Unmute.
Do you hear audio or no?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So,
Okay.
Luciana and Paula, could you after share me this video, because some of our students are complaining about the sound. And Kiran, some of the students want, if you don't mind, to share your presentation about North of Ireland. It's okay, both of you, to share the
Sure.
PowerPoint presentation and the video, because the students are really interested to know more about this amazing experience.
Yes, we tried to put everything in 2 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, it's not possible.
It's just a little, they say a little taste, so you can come and see some of it in person, because a lot of the footage that we included was actually around Mississauga. So the students, it's very possible that when you come visit, especially if you come for a good length of time, like 3 months, 2 months even, you'll be able to see a lot of Canada, because of our location is very central. So hopefully you got a little taste of Canada, and we'd love to welcome you guys all in person one day. So we're here whenever you come, for sure.
Yes, okay.
Rafael, eu estou à disposição, se o pessoal quiser perguntar qualquer coisa em relação à vida, né, diria do imigrante, mas do estudante internacional. Eu vim para cá, né, no modelo em família, mas a realidade não é diferente para quem vem sozinho. É um mundo novo, é um mundo de conhecimento que nos espera, né? É uma jornada muito gostosa, né? Eu gostaria de inspirar, né, as pessoas que, como eu, tenham vontade de ampliar seus horizontes de conhecimento, seja através da língua, seja através de um outro país. E a gente se coloca, né, sem dúvida nenhuma, vocês viram a Paula, às vezes ela parece mais brasileira do que eu.
Yeah. Não.
Ela é muito simpática, os canadenses são assim, né, os canadenses são muito receptivos, é parte da cultura, isso é a beleza que eu vejo da cultura canadense, né, eu não estou reforçando isso como... né? Mas é algo que a gente se sente acolhido, e a gente sabe que para o brasileiro isso é fundamental. A gente é um povo muito alegre, nós somos um povo que a gente gosta de se sentir querido, a gente tem a questão do toque, a gente tem... Então, tudo isso é muito bem recebido aqui, né? As diferenças culturais é muito bem vista. É um país que celebra a diversidade como parte da sua cultura. Então, eu acho que é muito importante a gente colocar isso para o pessoal, para que isso torne parte de algo que, para eles, né, a gente fala da América do Norte, é frio, é o clima, mas é um povo extremamente caloroso, tá? E é importante deixar isso claro para vocês.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions from the audience.
Okay.
So Luciana want to know if you learn English by yourself or did you attend an English school?
Okay, I was studying by myself before I came, right? And actually, like my experience in Canada, talking about English school, I was visiting many English schools in here before I decided to go to Heartland as a student. And it was not for me, actually, it was for my husband in that time. So I came to directly to my postgraduate program. And 20 days later than I arrived, I was in the college. So, but we needed some good school for Caesar, right? So I was visiting many schools in this region that I live, right? And Heartland, I could met all the things that we as Brazilian, we know it's very important, because like we are like looking for every single details, and we know how we are, right? So how well organized is the institutions and the methodology, and like the quality of the teachers that we have in there. So all those things needed to be addressed in the right way. So I was looking for the same thing that everybody looks for. At the same time, it's hard to describe to you, because when we are learners or students for a different language, we need a certain kind, like right place, and like the environment. It's completely important for us to develop the level that we need. So that's what we met in Heartland. So, and Caesar, it was studying there for maybe more than a year. And after I finished my college, I was surprised with the opportunity to work for them, representing Heartland for Brazilian market, right? So it was a very good partnership. So I am here with you guys and talking about Canada, and of course, spreading my own experience as a Brazilian student, but also with the language that is the most difficult part for, I believe, all of us, most of us.
Okay, so Eduardo thought that Paula was a Brazilian. And he has another question to Luciana. What's the difference between the culture from Brazil and Canada? What did you feel most, and what did you miss most?
I miss the people, for sure. I miss the Brazilian energy and all the beauty of our culture, that it's part of me, right? So, and I'm always asking to myself and to my kids, keep in our daily life, so don't miss that. But talking about Canadians, I think we are very similar, like in some ways. So, which is much easier for me to adapt, right? And so, but talking about some differences, I guess could be, let me see to you. Or to you. I don't know, because she's more Brazilian than me. Sometimes I think I feel that. But I think in North America, right? Like, not talking about Mexico, but like, I think they are more direct, talking about, like, when they are talking about something, Latin people, we go to the sky and we come back, talk, like, we like to talk too much, and this is just how we are. And they are
Yeah.
direct. So, and this, I think it's most difficult for them to listen us too much, right? So I'm trying to to adapt, to go direct to the point that we need to talk about, right? I think it's like that.
Yeah.
I don't see too much, and they like, I think, as I said, like, they celebrate like the diversity. So I don't feel that I bother them in the way that I am.
Mhm.
Uh,
They respect you.
They respect,
They
and
respect you.
not only like it's a respect. I think the beauty of Canada, it's we can congregate like all the cultures, and they are okay with that. Of course, that they are like very direct to the point. So many times we are discussing some matters, like, and they are very direct. But
Yes.
some of them, like Paula, I feel that she's more like, as I said, like,
Brazilian.
like very similar to us, to our culture. So I could not see like a strong difference, or up to here. Okay, so I'm feeling comfortable with the culture.
Okay, thank you. So, Raissa would like to know about if in Canada things are expensive or not in relation to Brazil.
Okay,
Yes.
I think this is some important thing that we need to touch, or because people sometimes they come to a different country without any idea, talking about prices, and there is a huge difference, talking about price or living price, right? And starting from the, like, the exchange rate that we have. So, like, the currency, our currency, it's weaker, so we need to pay attention in all those details. That's why I told you guys that I was studying and planning before I came. So it's an important part of the journey, so don't miss that part, because you can miss your plan. But at the same time, like, it's possible. uh, i I'm not from a rich family, okay? It's important to highlight. So I was always working. I started working at 15 and I never stopped it, thanks God. And because of that, like, I could, like, plan and, how can I say, and drive my life in the way that I needed and I wanted. Because Canada, it was like my focus, my main focus during 5 years before I came. Probably
Okay.
5 years, okay, guys?
Mhm.
It's
Okay,
important
thank
to
you.
plan.
It's really important to consider. Yes, Canada is really amazing. Yes, it's so easy to speak about Canada. It's so lovely. So, Paula, could you share a little bit about the winter sports in Canada? Because it's more it's really famous.
Yes.
And could you explain a little about hockey or other sports that you have there?
So my secret is I was born in December. So not only do I love Canada, I love winter because I'm biased again. So winter in Canada, and we were hoping to put a little video together, but because of time for you guys, maybe one time I can share with Raphael and he could share with you, because winter really does deserve its own video. Um, we make winter fun in Canada. No offense to Ciaran in Ireland. I know it's cold there too. But I think Canada has perfected winter. We don't get scared of winter. We don't stay in our home and put on the fireplace and stay inside all the time, even though that's very fun to do. We play a lot of sports, and we actually have a lot of festivals during that time. If you go across Canada, coast to coast, you'll find something to do in the wintertime because we really embrace the cold and the winter. In Winnipeg, it gets really cold there, but they have an amazing winter festival, outdoor winter festival. Quebec City actually is known for one of the biggest winter festivals as well. Same thing with Ottawa. And then, of course, like Mississauga, we love our hockey. We really do love our hockey. I actually played hockey growing up as well. Ice hockey is very fun. What people don't know, and I don't think a lot of people know, there's a sport called broom ball. And I'll find a video to share with you guys. Broom ball takes hockey to the next level because you play on ice, but with shoes. And you don't have a hockey stick. You have like a stick with like a little plastic thing at the bottom. That's why it's called broom ball. And you play with a ball that's this size, and it's like not as hard as a basketball, but has the same feeling. And the nets are like a small hockey net. And you just try to get the ball in the net, and there's no rules. So the best thing is you play outside, and there's enough snow on the side, so you could just push people on the snow and just check them. You're running, and there's no traction, so you can run and fall. There's someone in front of you, you could just push them out of the way. No rules. So if you come to Canada, you have to play broom ball. If you made fun of your friends before, broom ball takes it to the next level. And of course, we have skating everywhere. You have indoor and outdoor skating. You have tubing, and then you have skiing, which I know a lot of people love skiing and snowboarding. And we have so many mountains in Mississauga and so many places you can go skiing. And a lot of these sports and a lot of these things, you can rent the equipment. So you don't have to worry about buying them. You don't have to worry about the cost. Wherever you go, you just rent and you have fun. Take care of yourself, though. Don't break any bones. But I can go on and on and on about winter and sports in winter, but really it's a different season, but it's so much fun. And then everything is just made so much better with Christmas. You have the lights outside and hot chocolate and caroling. And so if you're not scared of the snow, and don't be, you'll have so much fun in the Canadian winter. We do snow like nobody else.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually, we get used to the winter too. So because we find things to do, so it doesn't become like something.
Yeah.
Okay. While you were speaking, I was looking for a picture when I was in Toronto in 2011, and I was in Niagara Falls and try to scare with my picture because it's really different from me. Oh, it's frozen my screen. I don't know what happened.
Oh no.
Yes, while this, I gonna read it.
There are some questions
Okay.
here.
Yes, okay. Luciana, Ana Beatriz wrote in Portuguese. Luciana, você me inspirou muito. Tenho estudado muito inglês, pois sei que é um passo muito grande para eu fazer uma pós fora do Brasil. Muito obrigado pela sua história. Tá bom?
Que
Os
gostoso,
alunos aqui estão encantados com você.
que gostoso, gente, que legal.
Isso.
Fico contente, viu? De todo o coração.
Isso. Victor Modesto, your question is gonna be answered after because I gonna ask Paula and Luciana to search about some electrical engineer colleges to if you want to attend a master degree or a postgraduate or just to take a exchange program. Maybe after Luciana and Paula could help us with that, and I email you with the answers. Okay.
Okay. You can like send me later all the questions that you are having from people that would like to know more, even with about the programs or anything, and we answer later too.
Mm-hmm. Leonardo has the same question. I'm gonna check with them, and after I give you the right answer about some things that we need to attend a post-graduating course in Canada. So Adriani, for many years I've been thinking to go to USA. So now I've watched some videos from Canada and I've changed my mind. So what's the best period of the year to visit or study in there?
Well, I'm sorry, but
Not
The best
winter, not
period.
winter.
like
That's fast.
Okay,
for
I'm just kidding. Okay, feel free to answer your
yeah,
question.
depending, it's depending of each one, right?
Yeah. It really depends what kind of experience you're looking for.
Exactly.
Because, like I mentioned, Canada has a beautiful 4 seasons, and every season has a flavor. So you can pick whatever flavor you want to try in the beginning, and you can come at that time. And the best part is, if you love it, you can come back in a different season, and try that. So it really depends what's the highlight, what you really want to see, what you really want to experience. Like Luciana mentioned, I think when you visit any country, no matter what country you choose, it's good to plan and see really what you want to get from it, even when it comes to education part. When we go visit students in the country in Brazil, I always like to ask them, like, what do you want and what do you need? We don't like to tell you what you need because every person has a goal, every person has something that they want to achieve. And what we try to do is we try to help best meet that goal in the best way possible. So whether it's finding the right college or the right city to visit or the right place to go, the right season, we ask you, what do you like? What do you want to get out of the program? Where do you want to, when you want to study, like what's your goal of studying? So we can set you on the right path and prepare you, because a lot of students want to come straight to university, or they want to go to, get a master's. We want to see where they want to go and then help direct them in the right path where they are and what the destination is. Because as much as we love to get the student and go straight to that goal, sometimes there's some requirements in the middle, and that's where we help out. And that's what makes Heartland unique as well. And what Luciana also experienced firsthand. It's good to go to a college, university right away. What we try to do at Heartland is try to make that step easier for students, both culturally and with language, just to get them comfortable, because they're studying with fellow international students. So they get to see what other students are going through. They get to meet students in other countries. They get to share the same struggles, the similarities, and then they work up the culture and they get to see everything, and then they go on. So it really, I know you were talking more about season, but I think when you plan, it's a big picture. And I think it's good to talk to people before you visit and see what it is that you want, and then pick that package that best suits you. For sure.
Okay, thank you. Some students are asking you for further questions and the possibility to go to study in Canada. So if you don't mind, Luciana and Paula, to type your email and the website of the Heartland School on the chat in order to students to send some emails or to ask about some information about the how to study in Canada. Okay. Beatriz, help me with the questions,
Oh, sure.
please.
I didn't want to bother you with the questions. Okay. There's a nice question here. Luciana, when you, Mateus is asking you if when you went to study in Canada, if you received any scholarship or fellowship or financial aid, because he said, I see a lot of financial aid in USA, but I don't know if there is it in Canada or for Brazilians.
Okay, that's a good point, but I didn't. Okay, I paid by my own, and to be honest, like I never find anyone that really got a scholarship from a college or talking about higher like education, right? I don't know, like in person. So could be okay, and I don't like I encourage like people try sometimes directly chatting with the college or but I don't know how it works, to be honest. Because for me, like that's why I told you guys that I was planning like very like in advance, because like so earlier, because I knew that like the price and everything like that I needed to expand, and so I needed to save money in order to come to turn possible. So and like the programs are not too, how can I say, it's not because it's expensive, but at the same time we need to consider all the details that when we are coming to a different place, we have all the things to set up, right? So, and I never saw any scholarship, to be honest, from the colleges. Okay.
Luciana, Fabio is asking both of you if about pets in Canada. If you usually have one or two animals at home, like we have here in Brazil.
Let me tell you guys, I came with my dog, a little dog, a Shih Tzu, the breed of the dog that I had, and unfortunately, we lost him. It's a sad history, but I brought him with us because he was part of my family. He was my third child, so and it's possible, and actually the pets will make us feel much more comfortable, right? As they do. So, and you can get any kind of pet, even in here. You can find one that fits for you. But
do Canadians love pets like we do here in Brazil?
yeah, usually like
right? We love dogs. I
We
think
love
dogs are number
dogs, cats.
that yeah,
Right?
but I think dogs are number one.
Yeah,
But they do have animals. They have cats. People have turtles, parakeets, like birds.
I think it's the same than us in Brazil,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And
And there's an interesting question here. If you have a United States visa and want to go to Canada, if you want to cross the border by car without a visa, I think it's not possible because if you want to oh no, if you have a American USA visa, it's allowed to visit Canada, right?
Actually,
Even you are going by car to cross the border?
it's so easy to apply for permission. We call as a permission, but it's ETA. Vou falar em português, mas é uma permissão. ETA, exactly. It's a permission to get in Canada that you apply when you already have the US visa. So you just go like directly to the Canadian, I think, the Canadian government website, and you apply for that. So I did like by my own for my mother, because she came to visit us, and took me maybe 5 minutes, to be honest. And you pay something like $7 for the government for that permission, and you can come by car or even by air. It doesn't matter, it's just the permission that you get from the government side that will allow you to get in Canada. It doesn't matter for which way.
I shared an email. I don't know if it went through. Can you see it on?
Oh, click in here again.
Yeah, I sent it.
Oh, yeah.
Raphael, I don't know if it only came to you, and maybe you can
Share
make
or
it public.
Dia, if you could
Yeah.
see like the information that we sent by the chat.
Let me check it. No, not yet.
It says private. It's to the host.
It's a private chat.
If you type on WhatsApp to Ana Beatriz or
Okay, perfect.
to me,
Yeah.
maybe, because
Yeah.
I'm having some problems with my connection here.
Don't worry.
So, yes, I think now it's okay.
So you will see it.
I can see it here.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, that's the picture, Paula. I would like to share when I was in Canada in 2011 and I was trying to visit Niagara Falls.
What month was that?
It was in
Wow.
January.
And a lot of
Allah,
people.
look at me. Yes, I'm
You?
completely different from today. Yes, I was trying.
It's a
Yes, I check it. It's around, I'm not sure, minus 10 degrees.
My God.
which
Yes.
for Canada is not that cold.
So, just to complement your during this time we are trying to get a conversation about the winter sports and the weather in Canada.
Did
But
you get to stay until nighttime in Niagara Falls, or just the day? Because it's
just for a
beautiful.
day.
The day?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's very unique. Next time you come, especially in winter, they put lights. They
In different colors.
broadcast it on the falls, and even though they do it in the summer, the winter time, because of the snow, it's almost like a light show, and it's so beautiful. And at Christmas time, for about a month and a little bit over a month before Christmas and a little bit after Christmas, it's Festival of the Lights in Niagara.
Wow.
The whole street lit up in lights, and Niagara Falls has fireworks every weekend.
Wow.
So that's why
Interesting.
there's beautiful like little gems in all the seasons, because even in summertime there's fireworks. So whenever you come, you plan, you have our emails, you can tell us, and I'll tell you exactly what to do in that season.
Okay, so I'm gonna speak in Portuguese because it's the it's important thing. Vitor, Modesto, se você puder escrever seu e-mail para que eu possa enviar para a Luciana e para a Paula, para depois eu ter as informações. Leonardo, também, se você puder enviar o seu e-mail, tá? Para que a gente possa compartilhar as dúvidas, tá? Bia, você recebeu o e-mail delas?
Recebi.
Você pode colocar aqui no chat ou também você está bloqueada?
Não, acho que dá certo, peraí.
Tá, fazendo favor?
Eu achei que você fosse compartilhar depois em
Eu não tô.
alguma.
Se quiser colocar aqui, mas eu vou compartilhar depois, mas eu não tenho o e-mail de todo mundo, porque os alunos que já são do Inglês Sem Fronteiras não precisavam preencher o formulário. Eu só vou ter daqueles que são externos, tá bom? E eu acredito que eles estão precisando bastante, tá certo? So,
tá?
daí você tenta responder a todos, e outra vez, né, como a gente estava falando, né, agora um pouquinho umas informações em português, o Ciaran, ele falou sobre o IAEST, né, sobre um programa de estágio internacional. Então, o IEF de Minas, nós temos esse convênio com a BIP, aqui no Brasil nós falamos a BIP, e nós proporcionamos estágio, né, internacional para os nossos estudantes, da mesma forma que o Ciaran veio ao Brasil, nós também estamos oportunizando para os alunos de graduação e pós-graduação essa mesma oportunidade. Também, né, nós temos convênios internacionais, né, com mais de 70 universidades do mundo, e duas delas, né, localizadas no Canadá, né, uma delas chamada College of the Rocks, e a segunda é Sioux College, e então os alunos de graduação também estão concorrendo, podem concorrer a essas vagas de estudar 6 meses, né, no Canadá, e essas bolsas são pagas pelo governo canadense, então são $7.200 canadenses, pago para o estudante durante 4 meses, né? Isso é um programa específico do governo canadense, né, que proporciona essa mobilidade do estudante do IEF Sul de Minas, que é essa correria que eu com a Ana Paula da assessoria ficamos para conseguir essas oportunidades para o estudante, e um dos problemas que nós temos é o problema da língua, falar inglês, né? Então, na hora da entrevista, a hora que a gente vai selecionar o estudante, às vezes eles não conseguem por conta do problema da língua, né? O Eduardo, infelizmente, por enquanto, o IAEST, né, a gente vai explicar para você depois, mas por conta da pandemia, ele está um pouco suspenso. Se tudo correr bem, ele retorna para 2021. E também, né, por o intermédio, né, por que eu conheci a Luciana, foi porque o IEF Sul de Minas está pleiteando também a possibilidade da gente enviar estudantes para o Canadá, né, se tudo correr bem, né, na Heartland, para que eles possam fazer um curso, né, de 1 mês. A gente está tentando correr atrás na possibilidade de uma bolsa, né, de estudos, né, o IEF Sul de Minas pagar essa possibilidade para 1 ou 2 estudantes, por isso que a gente não anunciou ainda, mas eu com a Luciana e a Ana Paula, nós estamos fazendo tudo o que é possível para que a gente consiga, para quem sabe 2021, né, Luciana, que a gente está conversando, nós consigamos a primeira turma, né, de servidores, alunos do IEF Sul de Minas, com a possibilidade de ter essa experiência incrível no Canadá. Né? Então, a gente está fazendo isso, é uma informação extraoficial, porque ainda não formalizamos, a gente está com o acordo, né, correndo, mas a gente está vendo todas essas possibilidades, mas é isso. Acho que o objetivo dessa live é de fortalecer o inglês, principalmente, né, para vocês, alunos que estão estudando o Inglês Sem Fronteiras, né, módulos 2, 3, tem alunos do módulo 1, tem convidados também, né, que estão participando dessa live. É uma maneira da gente fortalecer o ensino da língua estrangeira, que a gente trabalha bastante com inglês e com espanhol, porque a partir delas nós fortalecemos as nossas políticas de internacionalização, né, que é a oferta dessa mobilidade acadêmica, desses programas internacionais que a gente tanto recebe com carinho, principalmente do pessoal canadense. Agora eu estou tirando meu amor, meu encanto pelo Canadá, mas eles olham pelo Brasil, né, de uma forma muito positiva e muito promissora, né, para que eles possam nos ajudar e nos fortalecer enquanto nação em desenvolvimento, né? E assim, eu recebi, né, um elogio aqui muito legal de uma aluna, né? Até eu gostaria de externalizar para Ana Beatriz, né? Dela falar do zelo e do cuidado que nós temos pensado nesse curso de inglês, e a gente está oferecendo N alternativas e ações para que a gente possa trazer o ensino do inglês e principalmente a cultura dos países, né, que falam a língua inglesa. Então, eles elogiaram bastante. Eu gostaria de deixar aqui para a Ana Beatriz esse agradecimento, porque tem sido a peça fundamental, né, desse sucesso desse curso de inglês, né, juntamente com os nossos tutores, né, que são pessoas excelentes. E, mais uma vez, eu só posso agradecer Luciana, Ciaran and Paula. Okay, Paula, I'm just saying thank you for everything in 2,000 words, okay? So, Ciaran, if you want to say something before we leave, okay?
Yeah, I just thank you everyone for listening. And thank you, Paula and Luciana, for sharing your experience as well. It makes me want to go back to Canada. And people, you were talking about how people are wanting to learn English, and it kind of makes me want to tell people here in English-speaking countries like the United Kingdom or the United States to actually go out of their way to learn a language, because it's not very common for people to speak two languages, and their first language is English. So I think I want to encourage people to either speak Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese, whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paula and Luciana, if you want to say something before we leaving.
Eu gostaria, se você me der a oportunidade, Rafael, a gente pensou em somente dividir, eu não sei, né? A Heartland, por conta do Covid, ela criou programas do online, né? E de forma alguma a gente quer conflitar de forma alguma com os programas que os alunos hoje já têm, né? E já assumem para si. O importante é o estudo com a língua, tá? Mas é importante dizer para eles que hoje, por exemplo, há meses atrás, antes do Covid, a gente não tinha a possibilidade de estudar o inglês em outro país, né? Através do virtual. E hoje a Heartland, né, ela acabou desenvolvendo por conta da pandemia, então nós temos 2 programas diferentes no horário noturno, né? Um é de segunda a sexta-feira e o outro é somente terças e quintas, 2 horas por noite. E esse programa é um modelo muito convidativo no sentido de custo, né, muito mais baixo, e o próprio tempo em que o aluno vai estar envolvido com a língua, apesar de ser um tempo precioso, porque a gente está falando de 4 horas semanais, onde ele vai estar dentro de uma sala de aula virtual, mais direcionado com o professor canadense, mas ele ainda tem um estudo, um self-learning, né, para estar fazendo depois. É apenas algo que a gente queria dividir como uma possibilidade também, como uma somatória para os alunos de vocês, tá bom?
Certo. Aí eu vou passar depois o e-mail do pessoal para vocês, né, compartilhar essa possibilidade, né, que você está dando uma segunda possibilidade, né, ao invés da mobilidade, né, presencial, que a gente não está tendo, né, agora a gente oferece essa segunda possibilidade, que é, né, ter um curso com nativos a partir de uma ferramenta online. Aí eu vou passar, né, o contato do pessoal interessado, e também eles vão entrar em contato, que eu acho que é muito bacana, né, dentro das condições, né, o que o pessoal pode fazer. Eu acho que isso é muito interessante, tá? Então a gente vai trabalhar mais sobre isso também, tá certo? Eu agradeço muito todo esse momento que a gente teve junto, entendeu? Toda essa troca de experiência, né? E vindo, né, de uma brasileira que está no exterior, que você está, né, como se diz, você está mostrando também a possibilidade para muitas pessoas que estão aqui hoje, de que às vezes queiram estudar fora, que as possibilidades são reais. Depende de cada um, né? Eu acho que tem o planejamento, o desejo, né? Tem todas as condições para que isso possa acontecer, né?
Perfeito.
Okay.
Eu acho que a gente gostaria muito de agradecer, né, a todos que estão aqui ouvindo a gente. É um prazer para mim, né? E dizer para vocês, é possível, como o Rafael disse, é viável. Basta foco, basta a primeira palavra chama vontade. Todos nós sabemos. Então, assim, quando tem aquela chamazinha chamada vontade, a gente pode ir aonde a gente quiser. Então, a gente está aqui com toda a verdade em relação a poder ajudá-los, né, com a vontade de poder auxiliá-los para aquilo que vocês bem precisarem, né, contem conosco, tá? E é um prazer muito grande sempre estar com a IFSU de Minas, tá bom?
Ok, muito obrigado. Paula, if you want to say some words.
I want to say thank you to everybody. Like Luciana said, we're straight to the point. So we just want to say thank you for having us. And I would love to see faces. So right now I can only see the beautiful faces of Rafael and Anna, Beatrice, and Ciaran. And hopefully I get to see the rest of you live in Canada when you visit. And we'll be here when you come. But I want to thank you for your time and for listening to us. And just know you can reach us anytime.
Ok. So, antes da gente terminar, só uma resposta aqui do Vitor, né? Eu falei das possibilidades que o IFSU de Minas possui, né? Para os estudantes do IFSU de Minas. Ele está falando que ele é do Cefet do Rio de Janeiro. Aí, o Vitor, no Cefet do Rio de Janeiro, você tem assessoria internacional do Cefet Rio de Janeiro, onde eles vão poder passar as informações sobre os convênios e sobre as possibilidades que o Cefet tem também de mobilidade. É bem parecido com o nosso modelo, tá bom, Vitor? E Ana Beatriz, give me some words, please, in Portuguese or in English, Spanish, Italian.
Eu acho que não é comigo. Eu quero agradecer a vocês, acho que foi uma ótima live. Obrigada, pessoal, por estar aqui, por participar. Fiquei muito contente em conhecê-los. Ciaran, Luciana e agora a Paula. E obrigada, aprendi com vocês. Obrigada.
Okay. E mais uma vez eu gostaria de agradecer as pessoas, né, que estavam aqui, que aguentaram 2 horas, né, a gente falando bastante, mas que a gente trouxe uma bagagem cultural, oportunidades de estudos muito grandes, né, eu acho que é esse que é o nosso propósito também, e, né, a gente, né, já está organizando a nossa última live, né, Ana? A terceira live também. E aí a gente traz com mais novidades para vocês.
Não vai poder decepcionar, né? Agora, depois dessa live, o que a gente vai fazer?
Depois dessa, é daqui melhor, né? Então, gente, muito obrigado por tudo. Thank you so much for every time. Okay, see you. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
You too, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.